What's up, guys? This is Merc Music, and welcome back to Modern Warfare 2. I'm thinking about just goofing around on some party modes, but I've got a lot of interesting things to talk about today. We got some juicy stuff to talk about, man. Woo! I'm sure by now you guys saw the Season 3 announcement for Modern Warfare 2, so I'm not gonna, dissect it and go super deep into it. I already made my video talking about the intervention and how it doesn't really seem like it's going to be the same as the original. Overall, though, I think I kind of came around towards the end because I was playing Infinite Warfare and I was using the intervention in that game, and that is a gun that really could have been a lot better. That intervention is the prime example of an intervention that looks like the one from Modern Warfare 2, like the original, but then it doesn't really perform the same because it's not as strong. I feel like that video somehow got misconstrued as being like overly negative, even though that really wasn't the intent. So I do apologize if people thought I was being overly negative. I don't necessarily like that to be the vibe of my videos, but sometimes it will come across that way, so it is what it is. And sometimes we have to have those discussions. Like, we gotta have some serious talks, and sometimes that means talking shit or talking negatively, whatever it's gotta be. We want this game to be as good as possible. That doesn't happen by just that doesn't... Oh... Ooh! I was gonna say that doesn't happen by just being overly positive all the time, but yeah, you gotta keep it real, you know? If someone seasons your broccoli with cinnamon, I almost said cinnamon. If someone seasons your broccoli with cinnamon, you're not gonna be like, oh, good job, buddy, that tastes great. You're probably gonna tell them this tastes like shit. Please don't do that again. Unless, of course, you'd like that. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, from what I've seen so far with the Season 3 roadmap, it actually doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna make content on it just like I've done with everything else. Regardless of my feelings, I still try to do my best to play the game, give it a fair shot. I don't want to completely miss out and then not be able to cover certain things. So yeah. I try to go into every single season, every update with the best kind of mindset possible, and sometimes it just ends up crumbling and ruining everything, but that's just how it goes sometimes. But what I really can't wait to see are the big gameplay changes that have been getting hyped up on Twitter. There was apparently some kind of call that certain content creators were on with the devs, and I'm not exactly sure if this is mostly like a Warzone 2 thing, but it seems like it was mostly like Warzone 2 streamers and content creators. They were on a call with the Infinity Ward devs, and apparently there's some really good changes coming to the game. I don't know exactly what they are, but a lot of their tweets are kind of loosely hinting at the idea of one-shot snipers coming back in Warzone 2, as well as movement changes. We won't know the actual specifics until the patch notes come out, which is probably not going to be for a bit, unless of course I have terrible COD timing and by the time this video's up, the patch notes are out, which I doubt, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, as far as we can tell, nothing really looks bad for Season 3. I mean, we're getting more content, we're getting more stuff, possibly some big gameplay changes as well, which I think is definitely needed. But there is one tiny little detail about Season 3 that I think will rub a lot of us the wrong way, at least with how I'm going to explain it. But one thing you might have noticed is that we have not gotten any OG Modern Warfare 2 map remakes for 6v6 multiplayer in this game. We've got points of interest in Al Mazrah, and there's even points of interest that are coming back in 6v6. I think it's the Palaeos Lighthouse map. It actually has the building from Estate from the original Modern Warfare 2, but it's not actually a remake of Estate from Modern Warfare 2. That's not gonna happen.
There ain't gonna be any.
Estate. And I think one of the battle maps that's gonna be coming out with Season 3 as well also has a point of interest from Afghan from Modern Warfare 2, but you still can't play Afghan in 6v6. There's been a lot of talks and rumors about the fact that we're not going to be getting any of the original Modern Warfare 2 maps in this game, at least not until year 2 of Modern Warfare 2, which to me at least is kind of a red flag, and here's why. When it comes to what we're getting for Call of Duty 2023, we're not 100% as to whether or not we're just getting DLC for this game, like a year 2 DLC, or if we're actually getting a brand new game. Now, there's been a lot of rumors and speculation hinting at the idea that it was going to be a year 2 DLC, but now it seems like it's going to break off and potentially be a different game. A potential scenario that I really hope does not happen is that the year 2 DLC is going to be a lot of the original Modern Warfare 2 content from the original game coming into this Modern Warfare 2. So instead of bringing back the original maps from Modern Warfare 2 as free DLC and free content throughout the span of this game, they're going to try to sell it as like a year 2 DLC. I think that is the worst case scenario. Take Modern Warfare Remastered as an example. They bundled that game with Infinite Warfare for roughly 6 to 8 months, and then you were actually able to buy it on its own, but then they tried to sell you the Variety Map Pack again for $15. We are in 2023, and to this day, I have still not bought the Variety Map Pack on Modern Warfare Remastered because that to me is really not fair, and I think it's a disservice to the Call of Duty community. All of these maps are exactly the same as they were in Call of Duty 4. They didn't really do much except for enhance them and remaster them, but we'd essentially be buying the same DLC over again for $15. I really just feel strongly that these old maps being remastered, it really should essentially just be free content. I don't see any reason why we should have to buy a map pack over again, and if they're going to do the same thing with with this game and try to sell us the original Modern Warfare 2 maps as a year 2 DLC, I'm not buying. I'm not gonna do it. And even though we're all free to do whatever we want to do with our money, I would advise that you basically boycott it or petition it. Don't actually buy it. On the flip side of things, if we were to get Modern Warfare 2 remastered multiplayer like the original, and they bring back all of those maps on the original engine, or, you know, basically the one that they use for Modern Warfare Remastered, then I'm okay with that. The reason being is because they're more likely to keep the game intact instead of taking some liberties and changing the flow of the map or changing things around like they typically do when they remake or remaster maps for different games. Prime example is what they did to shipments in Call of Duty Ghosts. I mean, they made the map huge, they gave it a second story, they did some crazy shit with that. I don't want to see that. If it's a remaster of an original Modern Warfare 2 map, I want it to be basically exactly the same, just with enhanced visuals, you know what I'm saying? And if you guys have been watching my Modern Warfare 2 videos, there is a different scenario for Call of Duty 2023, which I've talked about, which is them actually basically just making Modern Warfare 3, a direct sequel to this Modern Warfare 2. And then in that game, they would actually give us the OG Modern Warfare 2 maps. But at the same time, I don't understand why they would do that. I mean, this is the new Modern Warfare 2. How come we're not getting any of the original Modern Warfare 2 maps in this game? Why would there be any reason to delay that for the upcoming potential Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2.5, whatever it's gonna be? Since it is still pretty early and we have some time to wait, we're purely just speculating at this point, but I'm kind of just like mentally preparing myself for disappointment. Like, I don't want that to be the case, but I just know that somehow it's going to get messed up. And that upsets me because the original Modern Warfare 2 is one of my favorite COD games. Like, I've really been wanting to play the original Modern Warfare 2 maps on this game, but they took it in a different direction. They're not doing what they did with Modern Warfare 2019, where they were bringing back maps from Call of Duty 4 and putting them onto that game, as well as maps from Modern Warfare 2. I mean, shit, dude, we got Rust. That's the only one that's coming to mind, but there might have been more. I don't know. I'm just spitballing. Another big reason why I really wanted to shed light on this is because we got some extremely disappointing news today. I should probably find the tweet. I think it was like an ex-senior dev at Sledgehammer Games ended up coming out and saying that they had actually worked on a demo for Advanced Warfare 2, but the project was killed by Activision. And instead they went on to make Call of Duty World War 2. It was honestly really disappointing to learn about that today, but at the same time, it didn't really surprise me. This is not the first time that Activision has done Sledgehammer Games dirty. I mean, before Advanced Warfare was even gonna come out, Sledgehammer Games was working on a third-person Vietnam Call of Duty game called Fog of War. It seems like a really unique and interesting concept for a Call of Duty game, but it got scrapped by Activision. And now in 2023, we're just finding out that there were plans for an Advanced Warfare 2, but they got canceled by Activision. To be perfectly honest, this probably explains why a lot of senior level devs have actually been stepping away and leaving these studios. It's not like Call of Duty World War 2 was a terrible Call of Duty game. I actually enjoyed it a lot, but I don't know, man. I mean, we're in 2023, and I've already said it multiple times. I'm not opposed to getting another EXO Call of Duty game. They're just really fun and goofy, and they completely change things up. And to find out that they actually killed the idea before we could even have any kind of reaction to it, I mean, that's just kind of disappointing, man. Given the opportunity, I would take Advanced Warfare 2 over a World War 2 Call of Duty game. Looking back, even though we initially had a pretty negative reaction to those games, a lot of that had to do with the supply drops and the loot boxes and how they were implemented in those games. When it comes to World War 2 FPS games, they're typically a very overdone genre, and there's really not much else you can do to make it fun and interesting. But when it comes to EXO futuristic Call of Duty games and the futuristic EXO movement, the uniqueness of the weapons and the different things they can do in those games, it is really interesting. Now, were these some of the highest selling and highest grossing games? No. And that's most likely the reason they didn't want to go ahead and go through with it, because it wasn't going to make them nearly as much money. Honestly, the only EXO Call of Duty game that was proving that it could be a big success was Black Ops 3, because they used the Black Ops subgenre. It's already been proven over and over again that Modern Warfare and Black Ops can sell. When they try to branch out and do something new like Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, it just doesn't sell because the subgenre doesn't have that like brand recognition. It's just not as strong and not as likely to sell. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude. This is a fake Merc music. Why is he shooting in this lobby? Shot my gun. Woohoo. We're on last. How'd I miss the first one? Oh well, we got the dubski. But yeah, man, I miss Glenn Schoenfield and Michael Cornbread. I miss Advanced Warfare. Like, it just kind of seems like there was some really good potential there, and now it's probably dead. Probably unlikely to happen unless, of course, they somehow get some kind of feedback and then they decide to go for it. I actually forgot to mention this earlier when I was talking about either the potential of a year 2 DLC for Modern Warfare 2 or a brand new game, but let's keep in mind that this year is the 20-year anniversary of the Call of Duty franchise, and I'm really hoping that we actually get something good, because the 10-year anniversary of Call of Duty was Call of Duty Ghosts. So please, Activision, do not disappoint us. Let's get something good. But yeah, another big change that I wanted to talk about that's coming to Modern Warfare 2, and I think it's actually in the game right now, is changes to Ricochet anti-cheat. Anti-cheat. Why did I say it like that? Anti-cheat. I can't get over that, dude. Okay, I've clearly lost my mind. There's apparently some updates coming to Ricochet that is now going to detect things like Cronus.
The Cronus Maximus.
Stupid little nerdy mods that basically make you aim better, give you no recoil, stuff like that. There's probably some other cheats that you can get as well. But basically, Ricochet is going to be able to detect that and ban you from playing Call of Duty for life. Is what I wish they were gonna do. But instead, you're just gonna get a little warning saying that they can detect it. But instead of like telling you to unplug that modded device or stop you from matchmaking while using a Cronus, instead, you can still play the game and cheat. And it seems like in the process, they're gonna be collecting data on you as a cheater. So even if you don't get immediately banned, you're probably gonna get banned eventually. And that data that they collect on you is probably gonna be used to improve the anti-cheat. Dude, oh my god, I can't get over that. I can't get over the fact that I said it that way. And you guys already know, I've made fun of the Cronus so much, and cheating like that is so stupid. I think it's great that they're stepping it up and that they're gonna ban those dumb fucks. But there is another change that they're making to the reporting system that I don't feel like I fully agree with. And I'm pretty sure that's not in the game yet. Like if I go to report some random person, let's go to report this person. Yeah, it's not in the game yet. There's gonna be a new reporting option for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, I'm not sure if that's gonna be just for ranked play or ranked modes in this game. It could just be for public matches as well. But that seems extremely vague. Like what constitutes unsportsmanlike conduct? Is it teabagging? Is it mag dumping? Is it knifing people in gun game? Like, am I gonna get reported if people just don't like the way that I'm playing? I already hate the idea of false reports and shadow banning in this game. And it kind of feels like with the unsportsmanlike conduct thing, it could easily get abused. It does feel like we're taking a step forward by trying to ban people who are using Cronus and other cheating devices. But the unsportsmanlike conduct thing, I just don't know how to feel about that. We're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out and how it actually affects the game. But my early assumption is that it's not going to be good for the game. If some little Brayden ends up false reporting me just because I knifed him in gun game and I get banned, I'm gonna be upset. That's not unsportsmanlike. That's been a core part of having fun in Call of Duty. I mean, shit, dude, when you would knife someone and set them back in Black Ops 1 gun game, the announcer for the person who just got knifed would go, humiliation. What's gonna happen now? If I knife someone in Modern Warfare 2 gun game, am I gonna get banned? Or am I still allowed to play how I want, even if that's at the expense of someone else in gun game? I don't know. I don't know exactly how you guys feel about these situations, but when it comes to like the year 2 for Modern Warfare 2 or whatever the next COD game is, the fact that Advanced Warfare 2 is canned and also the upcoming changes to like the reporting system for this game, it simply just doesn't feel like Activision really knows what the Call of Duty community wants. I don't know, man. I just really don't feel like I can trust their decision making. It also just kind of feels like an annoying trend with gaming nowadays. Like, it feels like so many things are focused on money, like whatever can sell the most or get the most profits, instead of actually caring about what gamers want. Like, if you're simply just a player in the Call of Duty community, what would make the customer the happiest or give them the most satisfaction, you know? Oh my god, please come down. Come on down, bro. There's another person here. Like, for example, let's just pretend like I'm the king and I'm in charge of Call of Duty, right? If I had the full say in what we would get for Call of Duty 2023, I would 100% give all of us a free-to-play Call of Duty collection type game that features the best content from old COD games. Very similar to Call of Duty Online. And the reason I would try to do something like that is because it's the 20-year anniversary of the franchise. And I just feel like it's very important to do something big and meaningful for that anniversary. Wow. Dude, I came back and almost won this. And I joined late. When it comes to a decision like Call of Duty World War II versus Advanced Warfare 2, I would go for Advanced Warfare 2. And while I do agree with them trying to stop people from using things like the Cronus on Modern Warfare 2, I kind of lean more in the direction of there being more strict punishment for cheating in this game. Because if you're not strict enough for the punishments for cheating on this game, then it's just too easy for people to cheat, and they're just gonna keep doing it. And as far as it goes for the false reporting system in Modern Warfare 2, where you could basically just spam report someone as much as you want and try to get them banned, I hate that. The shadow banning on Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 is horrible. Take any random person in this lobby. If I wanted to, if I got salty enough, I could just sit here on the leaderboard screen and just spam report them over and over again. Like, let's say I really don't like Moose. This is a terrible Moose. He killed me 3 times and I'm salty because I couldn't get any kills because I actually suck. But since I'm salty about it, I want to report him and get him banned. Well, I can do that thanks to the false reporting system on Modern Warfare 2, where I can just spam report as much as I want. Now, to be perfectly fair, it doesn't exactly work that way, but you can get people warnings on their accounts and they can potentially get banned for doing nothing wrong at all, simply just playing the game. And even if you don't get someone fully banned, you can get them shadow banned, which puts them into a different matchmaking pool of other people who have been shadow banned. It's just weird. Like, I feel like they're doing this to collect data on cheaters, but they're not necessarily getting rid of them entirely. I would at least hope that in the long term that this makes the Ricochet anti-cheat system better over time, but it doesn't really feel like it's completely working now. And this is where I think they just need to give us more clarity and transparency on how this stuff works. We're just all left sitting here making assumptions about how we think it might work. That might not even be the case. It might just be a terrible anti-cheat. I'm just trying to look on the brighter side of things and give them the benefit of the doubt right now. Okay, well, I am out. I'm salty. I'm gonna false report this guy. Just kidding. Don't be that guy. But you know, at the end of the day, all these decisions are pretty much made by Activision. The devs don't even really seem to have that much of a say in how these games turn out. So I think it's probably best if we just try to let go of that frustration and that anger. Sometimes in life, there are just things that are out of our hands, and the best thing we can do is just let it go. We've been through some serious highs and lows throughout all of the years of Call of Duty, and I'm still gonna be sitting here and playing this game basically no matter what. It's a gigantic part of my childhood, and I've just been playing the game constantly growing up. Also, this person's completely tossing. What is this? Just letting him have all the kills, dude. This is so dumb. Wow. But as I was saying, Call of Duty has had a massive impact on my life. It's probably a big reason why you're sitting here watching this video right now. And no matter how anti-consumer or how counterintuitive their decision making can be, I'm still gonna be playing the game. I know that might sound weird and you might be like, Eric, why don't you just go play a different game? Because since Call of Duty is one of the most popular games, basically everyone else is also doing what they're doing. So even if I go somewhere else, it probably won't be much better. At least if I stick with a game that I've been playing for over a decade, I can still be good at it. Also, the #1 person in here was beating me by 10 points and they left. So I win by default now. When are they gonna fix one in the chamber? Like, everyone just ends up leaving and then new people join, and look, I'm the only original person in here. Everyone who was in this lobby at the start has left, and now it's a completely different group of people, and I have to sit here and wait. Also, I ended up tweeting this out, and I don't know why it hasn't gotten more traction because I thought it was a really strange thing, but in the past, it's been confirmed by an Infinity Ward dev that every single player has what they call a hidden performance value, or hidden performance ranking. It's like HPR, and that HPR actually factors in massively to the skill-based matchmaking, but it's a hidden value that we can't see. Or at least I thought. I was doing some ranks play with Karina and Matt, and in one of the after action reports, you could actually see the HPR on the left side of the screen. Now, some people were trying to say that this is like a damage value glitch and that those were actually the damage numbers, but when the scoreboard finally loaded properly, those damage values did not line up with the numbers that were by our rank, which leads me to believe that this was the first time anyone has actually seen the hidden performance value, which I thought was kind of crazy because we were actually able to see our ranked play ranks and that hidden skill-based matchmaking factor all at once. So yeah, man, I just wanted to bring that up before ending this video, but thank you guys very much for watching. I really do hope you guys enjoyed watching this little Modern Warfare 2 video. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want Advanced Warfare 2 to become a reality, make sure to drop a like. I'll see you guys later. I still gotta sit here and wait. I want my free win.
Outcome, Tango.